Haiti. For many, the name conjures images of disaster, earthquakes, poverty, chaos. But what if that story is missing its most important chapter? Haiti's struggles aren't just misfortune, they're the result of deliberate sabotage by powerful nations. To understand Haiti's present, we must confront a past shaped by foreign intervention, not just bad luck. Imagine winning your freedom, only to be punished for it for generations. This isn't a tale of Haitian failure. It's an indictment of those who kept Haiti down. We'll expose the forces, France, the US, and others, who engineered Haiti's poverty. This is the story of how a nation's dream was turned into a nightmare by those who claimed to champion freedom. We'll follow the money, name the names, and connect the dots from Haiti's revolution to today's headlines. Haiti's poverty was not an accident, it was engineered. Let's pull back the curtain. The real story starts now. Before Haiti, there was Saint-Domingue, France's richest colony, built on brutal slave labor. In 1791, the enslaved people rose up and, against all odds, won their freedom. Haiti became the world's first free black republic in 1804, a beacon of hope and a threat to colonial powers. France and the US were terrified. A nation of self-governing former slaves challenged the global order. The response? Isolation. No recognition, no trade, no support. Haiti was cut off, forced to survive alone. But France wanted more than isolation. They wanted revenge. Unable to reconquer Haiti, they demanded the unthinkable payment for lost property. Haiti was forced to pay for its own freedom, a debt that crippled its economy for generations. This was economic sabotage, not just a bill. The world punished Haiti for daring to be free. The original sin of global economics was written in Haiti's blood, and the price would haunt the nation for centuries. Haiti's birth should have been celebrated, a triumph of liberty. Instead, the world recoiled. A free black nation was a threat to the slave-based global economy. The US and Europe shunned Haiti, fearing the spread of revolution. Thomas Jefferson called the revolutionaries cannibals and worked to isolate them. This wasn't just racism, it was about protecting profits from slavery. Haiti had destroyed the most lucrative colony in the Americas. France saw Haiti as stolen property, not a sovereign nation. Global isolation crippled Haiti. No trade, no loans, no allies. Imagine starting a nation with every door slammed shut. Haiti was forced to build from scratch, surrounded by enemies. The world's response was silence and sabotage. Haiti's struggle began not with failure, but with a locked door, and the cost was devastating. The Haitian Revolution was a brutal, 13-year war for survival. Enslaved Africans, armed with determination, faced Napoleon's best troops. The French aimed to restore slavery through terror and extermination. Haitian leaders like Toussaint Louverture and Jean-Jacques Dessalines fought back with guerrilla tactics and resilience. Yellow fever decimated the French army. Leclerc died, and Napoleon's American dreams collapsed. Haiti's victory forced the Louisiana Purchase, doubling the size of the US, but instead of gratitude, Haiti faced fear and hostility. The land was scorched, the population decimated. Haiti was free but in ruins, survivors on ashes, facing a hostile world. They won their freedom on the battlefield, but the economic war was just beginning. The world changed tactics, from open warfare to financial strangulation. Haiti's victory was unthinkable, but the punishment would be relentless. The fight for true independence had only just begun. With independence, Jean-Jacques Dessalines became Haiti's first ruler. The 1805 Constitution was radical. All citizens were black, slavery was abolished forever, and Haiti became a haven for the oppressed. Haiti was a beacon of hope for the enslaved, but a threat to slave-owning powers. Rebuilding was daunting. The economy, once built on forced labor, had to be reinvented. Dessalines imposed forced agricultural labor to defend the nation, but it was deeply unpopular. Former slaves wanted land and true freedom, not new servitude. This tension led to Dessalines' assassination and civil war. Haiti split, north and south, weakening the young nation. While Haitians struggled to build, France watched and waited. The old colonial master hadn't forgotten its lost property. The next move would be even more devastating. Haiti's dream was under siege, from within and without. The world's punishment was just beginning. Haiti, divided and vulnerable, faced a chilling ultimatum in 1825. French warships arrived, demanding reparations for lost property, including the formerly enslaved. The price? 150 million gold francs, more than 10 times Haiti's annual revenue. Haiti chose debt over war, mortgaging its future before it even began. Haiti agreed to pay a massive debt it couldn't afford. To make the first payment, it had to borrow from French banks, at sky-high interest. This double debt meant Haiti paid both the French government and French banks, trapping the nation in a vicious cycle. Money was shipped straight to France, while Haiti's people were taxed into poverty, and the country's future was mortgaged away. This wasn't a short-term problem. Haiti did not finish paying off this so-called independence debt, including all the interest to French banks, until 1947. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. 1947. That's 122 years. For over a century, a significant portion of Haiti's national budget went directly to France. Generations of Haitians were born, lived their entire lives, and died under the shadow of a debt they inherited for the crime of their ancestors wanting to be free. By the time the final payment was made, World War II was over, the nuclear age had begun, and Jackie Robinson was playing for the Brooklyn Dodgers. That's just how long this economic anchor was chained to Haiti's leg. The numbers are honestly staggering. In many years, the debt payments ate up over 80% of the government's entire budget. Imagine your country trying to function when 80 cents of every dollar you collect in taxes immediately goes to a foreign power. It's impossible. There's just no money left for anything else. No public education system, no national health care, no infrastructure projects to connect the country and facilitate trade. This is why when you see pictures of Haiti's poverty today, you are looking at the direct, tangible result of this century-long financial drain. It wasn't neglect, it was extraction. This financial subjugation also made Haiti incredibly vulnerable to foreign interference. Whenever Haiti would fall behind on payments, which happened a lot, France would threaten to send the gunboats back. This constant threat destabilized Haitian politics. It created a revolving door of presidents, since political leaders who couldn't satisfy France's demands were often overthrown. It fostered a culture of corruption, because controlling the government meant controlling the customs houses, the main source of revenue for debt repayment. The debt didn't just steal Haiti's money, it poisoned its politics and crippled its ability to build stable, effective institutions of governance. By the end of the 19th century, other powers started to get in on the action. German, British, and American merchants and banks began to issue their own loans and make their own demands. But it was France that set the precedent. It was France that created the playbook for how to exploit Haiti financially. They showed the world that you didn't need to occupy Haiti militarily to control it. You could do it with finance. You could do it with debt. And as the 20th century dawned, a new power was watching closely, learning from France's methods and preparing to take its own turn at steering Haiti's fate, the United States of America. For a century, Haiti was France's ATM, but in the early 1900s, the US took over, claiming to protect democracy. Really, it was about money and control. US Marines landed, seized Haiti's gold, and rewrote the laws so American banks and businesses could profit. The occupation wasn't about helping Haiti, it was a hostile takeover for American interests. With Haiti's gold in a New York vault and its constitution rewritten, the US now had complete control. They ran the country like a company. An American financial advisor was put in charge of the entire national budget. And what do you think their top priority was? Was it building schools, paving roads, setting up clinics? Of course not. It was paying off Haiti's foreign debts, especially the ones owed to National City Bank. For nearly 2 decades, about 40% of Haiti's national income was funneled directly to its American and French creditors. The U.S. was simply a more efficient debt collector than the Haitian governments it had replaced. To make the country more productive for export, the U.S. military resurrected an old, hated system from the 19th century called the corvée. It was a system of forced labor. Haitian peasants were rounded up at gunpoint and forced to build roads for no pay. This was done to create infrastructure that would help American-owned plantations get their sugar and sisal to the ports more easily. For the Haitian people, it looked an awful lot like slavery, the very thing their ancestors had fought and died to abolish. The resistance was fierce. A peasant army, known as the Cacos, led by a man named Charlemagne Péralte, rose up to fight the American occupiers. The U.S. Marines responded with overwhelming force. They waged a brutal counterinsurgency campaign, burning villages and killing thousands of Haitians. The official U.S. Navy report listed over 3,000 bandits killed. The true number is likely much higher. Péralte himself was captured and executed. The Marines then pinned his body to a door and took a photograph, which they distributed all over the country to terrorize the population into submission. It was a gruesome display of colonial power, designed to break the spirit of resistance. This was the price of opposing the American civilizing mission. The occupation ended in 1934, but its legacy was devastating. The U.S. left behind a centralized military, the Garde de Haiti, which would go on to terrorize the population and dominate politics for decades. They had torn up the country's economic protections, allowing foreign corporations to take over vast tracts of land. And they had reinforced the old pattern. Haiti's economy was not for Haitians. It was for foreign bankers. The U.S. didn't solve Haiti's problems. It professionalized its exploitation. It streamlined the process of extracting wealth from the hemisphere's poorest nation, leaving it more broken and dependent than ever before. After the Marines left, the U.S. switched from military control to supporting dictators like Papa Doc Duvalier. He ruled brutally, looted Haiti, and was backed by the U.S. for being anti-communist. His son, Baby Doc, took over, focusing on personal wealth and opening Haiti to foreign sweatshops. U.S.-backed policies flooded Haiti with cheap rice, destroying local farming and deepening poverty. After France and the U.S. drained Haiti, new players arrived, the IMF and World Bank, promising help but demanding harsh economic policies. Their aid forced Haiti to slash healthcare and education, privatize assets, and open markets, devastating local farmers and making Haiti dependent on foreign aid. The global loan sharks had arrived, demanding payment, no matter the human cost. After Haiti's 2004 coup, the UN launched a peacekeeping mission, MINUSTAH, to restore order. But for many Haitians, the Blue Helmets felt like another occupation, bringing violence, resentment, and later a devastating cholera outbreak traced to UN troops. The UN's mission, meant to help, left behind a legacy of disease, death, and betrayal. Haiti's fate isn't shaped only by distant powers. Its closest neighbor, the Dominican Republic, plays a major role. Their shared island is marked by a troubled history, from the Parsley Massacre to ongoing discrimination and mass deportations. The border isn't just a line, it's a daily reminder of inequality and injustice right on Haiti's doorstep. Haiti's story isn't one of failure, but of a nation denied a fair chance. From independence, France, the U.S., and global institutions built a prison of debt and exploitation. The poverty and instability we see today are the direct result of centuries of foreign interference. The real debt isn't owed by Haiti, it's owed to Haiti, and it's long past due. So what now? Haitians don't need pity or more failed interventions. They need respect for their sovereignty and a real accounting for past harms. France should repay Haiti's independence debt, over $21 billion. The UN must fund cholera eradication and compensate victims. Let Haitians lead. The world owes them justice, not charity.